I'm Jeannie.
And we're the Loose Thread Stitchers. Today is Monday, June 3rd, 2024, and this is episode number 28. Welcome back, everyone, and we'd like to say a special thank you because we've got several new subscribers, so thanks for joining in. It's nice to have new subscribers.
And thanks to all the returning also.
Oh, all the time, yes. And we love our comments, so keep the comments coming. They're fun. I enjoy that. That's fun. Updates. It's very much spring here in Minnesota. Lots of rain this year, so we have everything green. I have flowers I've got to plant, and my garden's up and going. I have 3 pieces of wallpaper left to do in my bathroom, and my bathroom will finally be done. Jeannie, you got anything?
No, it's nice. Coming over today, though, we got a little over 2 inches of rain last night, and there's a lot of puddles. But, you know, I was telling my grandson one time years ago, I says, just look at the different color greens as we're driving down the road. It's just amazing and beautiful. So it's...
all the trees and stuff. I mean, fall is beautiful. This is my favorite time of year when the corn is just coming out of the dirt. It's like everything is hopeful and
all new life begins.
Yeah, all new life. I mean, even with all this rain, you just, like, one day we'll go by the field and there'll be just little corn, and now, it's like, even overnight, it's like this big because of the rain. So,
well, I went out in the fields that the guy we rent to I put corn in this year, and on Memorial Day, it was ankle high.
Oh.
Well, I went out there Friday. There was geese out in the field, and I just walked out there, and it's already twice as high as it was on Memorial Day.
Wow.
So
that's amazing. And it is, Jeannie's right. There's so much green here because in the winter Minnesota is so dull. It's just blah. And now with all the green and people are planting flowers and stuff, it's my favorite time of year.
Peonies are blooming.
Yes, it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll hop into cross stitch. I do have one FFO, and I showed it as a finish last time. It's called In Full Glory. It's from the book Sweet Land of Liberty, and it's this right here. It's that. And I finished mine, just as a pin keep. And I sat last night because I finished it last night, and I put blue little rickrack on it. And I was putting red around it, and I was putting blue around it. And Missy from, I was going to say, Two Needles Pulling Thread, she always says, can you ever have enough blue? And no, Missy, we can't ever have enough blue. So blue one out, and I put blue on it.
Well, that makes the stitching show more. I think red would have...
Yeah, because there's a lot of red in here already, so...
Right, and that would have pulled your eye out.
Yeah, so I picked the blue just because that way it kind of pulls you to the pot and the flag, and then that's the back. And I fill mine with sawdust, and I'm learning, I'm getting there, because you really got to stuff these things, and you got to, when you think it's full, you got to stuff some more.
Now, I don't know about you, but when you get done... Are your glasses coated in sawdust?
Oh, no.
Oh,
yours are?
Yes. My husband went out and made sawdust because I was out, and it's really fine.
I think, if you get bigger pin keeps and stuff, you can remember if you ever need a weapon. Because they're solid. I like playing with them because they're not squishy so much as it's just, I don't know, it's relaxing. You can whack it on the table.
It's like a stress ball.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun.
And I had done that same pattern, that same chart, a few years ago, and I did it with the called for DMCs on an 18-count Ada, and I framed mine.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So,
we were talking because I changed some of the threads, or how should I say, I added some threads. And then Jeannie had brought hers last Thursday, and we were looking at them because she used the called for threads, and you can tell with the overdyes and stuff, just the change in the colors. Because I changed my colors to look kind of more like hers without even knowing it. Because some of them were kind of orangey, and I just didn't like them. But she showed me she did.
Did you put yours away?
Yeah, it's just right down here.
And yours is on 40 count?
Yeah, mine's on 40 count. Prairie Grass from Seraphim. But I changed the red because the red, if you look at the flower, that's the red that she had you use. And I don't know. But when I saw Jeannie's, I went, wow, it just shows you the fluctuation in thread colors.
Yeah.
But, and she has hers on a lighter fabric. I like hers on the lighter fabric, actually. I do. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
You can keep going now.
Okay. Last month, there was 3 numbers called for Whipco. So I was going to keep it as far as I could, kind of a monogamous May. I was going to do my 3 Whipcos. I did a Mother's Day start, and I did a Memorial Day start. So this was my Memorial Day start. Land That I Love by Threadwork Primitives. Gotten this when we were down at Lindsay Madison in February. And I used the called for DMC, and I did it on, oh, I had this all written down.
Is that a whisker from Willow?
Oh.
No, it's a string.
Okay, 18 count beige Ada, and I used Lady Dot Creates Motherload for the chenille. So that's how that turned out.
That's very pretty.
And see, this is
Yeah,
the sawdust too.
Like I say, I think like the long ones would be really good to whack somebody in the head with if you had to.
Okay, speaking of long ones, the skinny pillow, and this book is across the seasons. Okay, it's applique. I did, transferred the.
It's woolen applique and like embroidery.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here is Old Glory.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah, you could.
Oh, you stuffed those with sawdust too. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
And here's the berries.
You really could use these as a...
I mean, you have a sword fight.
Yeah, knock somebody out with these.
And here is sunflower.
Isn't that funny? Just something so simple on the flag as some little white X's, and it makes it so cute.
Yeah.
That is just amazing. That's
So
really
those were
nice.
kind of... the embroidery, it's kind of easy. I got that loaded up and traced onto this fabric. And I don't know what this fabric is. This is what you had given me.
Yeah, I've had that for a long time because I was going to make some vests with it. I don't know what it's called. It's
I don't know if you can see it's textured.
yeah, it has like diamonds or X's.
Yeah.
And then one side is lighter and the other side is more like tea stained. And it's thicker. It's not like normal fabric, it's thicker.
When I had got my first Bernita sewing machine with the embroidery attachment, when we were taking classes, this is what they had us do it on. Because it didn't, it
Shrink
didn't
up.
pull
Yeah,
and
right.
yeah. So, but it's kind of nice just to have this embroidery stuff ready in a bag. And like I went to the dermatologist with my husband last week, a couple weeks ago, and I had it there. So while he was in, I could be out. This was easier to stitch on than, looking at a chart and doing
Sure.
cross stitch.
Sure. Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
but then I get them done and I got to stuff them.
Yeah, that's a lot of sawdust. Yep.
So then a little bit off cross stitch. Here, these are some needle minders I made with leftovers after we did bags with vintage linen. So I just covered buttons.
Those are cute.
So yeah, kind of fun.
I'll have to do them because I have the buttons already. So.
This is a little thicker. It was on a like a dresser scarf.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't as thin as like a dish towel. But, and then we were at, we had a unique boutique last month we went to, one of our outings, and we got this, it's a candle holder, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it has a candle.
But I put a tomato in there, and then my buttons from just another button company.
Or they're pins.
Are pins, yeah. It made kind of a cute little...
That is very cute. Yes, that is.
They were a pair, so LeAnn, stay tuned. LeAnn has one of these yet too. Now,
I haven't done it. It's sitting right there. I haven't put it, but I'm going to try to find a tomato that size. That's a
Yeah.
good idea. That's an excellent idea.
I had the wool balls I have weren't big enough, and I thought, well, I'm going to have to cover those with some batting or some more wool
Right,
and
yep.
stuff. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. So I did that. That are
Your
the
FFOs,
yep,
right?
the end of my
Okay.
FFOs.
Well, you can start with your finishes. I have no finishes.
Okay. This is one of my Whipcos last month. Quaker Farm. It's on 18 count Seraphim Fabrics colored chai. So it is
Look at that.
a
That's
finish.
so pretty.
Now I gotta find a frame.
And you want to tell them your thread?
Oh, it is,
Current?
yeah, I just had it out here.
Yeah, she was showing me.
It is Current by the Gentle Art, variegated, and I didn't get it all at once, and so I had a couple different dye lots. One was more variegated, so I just did different motifs with different skeins. So, yeah,
That's beautiful.
that was fun to get done. I came off the...
Yeah, because the variegation in it is so pretty.
You're laughing?
It's cute.
I got this pattern. It's by Meriden Designs when we were down at Galleria. And this was on my Whipco last month. And I got it finished.
Isn't that cute?
I have Lori Holt's chickens. The different...
Oh, yeah, the different name chickens.
Yeah, so I'll have to do all these finishing at one time, and kind of fun to get them all done for my chicken display. So I think that is all of my finishes.
Oh, okay. Well, we move on to whips. And so I was working on, I haven't worked on it for a while because I had trouble with the big flower. I had a Father Kind and True. It's a big sampler. And this one will take a while. Trust me, it will. But I got stuck on this big flower and I had to rip it out, I think, oh man, at least 6 times. But I finally got it done and moved on now. I kind of put it away for a while, and like Jeannie says, it's not its fault that you're putting it in timeout. I mean, it's not. So I finally got the big flower done, and that was this, and I added the turkey. So then I got this thing done here. I got this little flower, because it's mirror image of what the other side is. So I'm working on this flower here that'll look like that. It's interesting how they don't, a lot of these bigger samplers I'm just running into where even though they look the same on both sides, the flowers aren't really the same. Even when you get from, like here, if I show you, like this flower on the side, okay, the other flower on the side is different.
It's like you can't get in a rhythm. You have to pay attention.
And that's why you don't see the flower, because I had to rip it out because it wasn't right. It was weird. So
okay, wait a minute now. Would it have mattered if it matched the other side?
No, it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, in that case, no, because it just didn't line up to the green that it's coming up to, because yeah, it wasn't. It was and I mean, I really want to get this one done and I really love it, but I really have to pay attention when I'm working on it. And then it's on 46 count. It's called Old Sheep, and that's a cult for fabric.
So that line is about a third of it. If you would finish that all the way across, you'd be about a third done?
Yep, I think so. So I learned, I'm working on 103s, and they're pretty, it's silk, and they're pretty slippery. And I learned on Instagram, I was going to get a needle and stuff. I wish I could show you. I learned how to make a knot that goes onto your needle.
Oh, so your needle doesn't slip off?
The needle doesn't slip off, and the knot does not like make the hole bigger or anything. It's really nice. And shoot, I was gonna get a needle and show you how to do that. I was gonna do that. I guess maybe I'll put it on the notes for next time. I will, and I'll get a bigger, like a yarn needle or something, and show you how you wrap it around your finger and pull it. But it works really good. I mean, to me, it's a game changer because, you know, it's all, you know, you get 5 or 6 stitches and then it slips off, and this, it stays. The only problem,
especially when you get a little short.
Yeah, and the only problem I would see that it is that, like me, if you make a mistake, you got to kind of snip it up by the, you know, to pull your threads out. But I've learned now to leave just a little tail from the knot. You know, in the beginning I was leaving longer tails until I figured out how to adjust the knot as you're pulling to get a smaller tail. And so it really, when I discovered, I just saw it on a reel on Instagram and I tried it, and it is really good. So then I tried it on the dyed threads and everything, and it works for anything. It doesn't make a big knot, and it seems like it's smaller than the end of where the hole of your needle is. It's smaller than that, so your needle is actually making the hole bigger than the knot.
Yeah.
It really works well. I'm very happy. Just popped up on a reel. So I'll show you next time, and I'll make a note to make sure, because I use a bigger yarn needle and a piece of yarn, and so you can see what I'm doing around my fingers and stuff. But for silk especially, it works really good because that stuff gets slippery. It gets kind of irritating that it's falling out. Works great. I'm so happy I found that. I don't know, something was going on that day that it popped up, and I thought, I'm giving it a try, and it works really good. So then I was trying, when I was sick, I had a lot of vertigo with my head cold and ears and stuff, and so I was watching a lot of Flosstube, and I noticed everybody was doing 2 threads a day on one project, whatever. They do 2 threads. They start their stitching every day with 2 threads. Well, on this, it's called Welcome. It's called the Quaker Welcome, and that's what I'm working on. And I thought, well, I'm going to try it because most of the letters are done with this, I think it's onyx. I mean, a lot of this sampler is that color.
It's Lila Studios?
Yeah, Lila Studios.
Lila, yeah.
Yeah, and so most of this sampler is that one color. And I get kind of bored too, and I thought, well, what if I did 2 threads a day on that? So I had the top done, the top row was done, and I worked on the letters, and I thought that's perfect for the letters. And I got the row of letters done down here, but I noticed that 2 threads would give me just about a letter and a half. And I told Jeannie, I said, I don't know if that's OCD or what, but I couldn't leave a half a letter. So what I did is I did 2 letters a day to get that row done. So that row is done, and now I can move down. The next row is lowercase alphabets and like I don't know if it's a poinsettia or a star or whatever. So I'll do the same thing for that row of letters. Because then the bottom row has got more color and more designs in it. So
after that.
Yeah, after the letters, so it won't be so boring. And this is on 40 count. Old Massachusetts.
That's pretty.
By the Primitive Hair, yeah, and it's got to be coffee stained because it smells like coffee. When I'm working on it, I smell coffee. Not that I like coffee, but that's okay.
So it's not repulsive, or it's not.
No, it's not. It's less. Yeah, it's getting less and less as it's.
Well, it hasn't been in a plastic bag, has it?
No. Okay. Nope. It's just been in my bag. And then this is my, since I finished that small, this small I picked was called My Country by La Di Da. And that's what it looks like. I just love that flag. It's so long and swoopy.
Yeah.
So I started it. This isn't much to show. I've got it on, what is it on? I'm doing it on Oatmeal by Fiber on a Whim. And I'm working on the border. And actually, it's funny because the border doesn't look like much, but it's, you know, there's a lot of, you know, you have to do those little dits, and then you have to fill in between the dits with another color. And then there's another row of stitching after that too.
You get that done, then you can start anywhere, and then you can just count off the border, huh?
Right, yeah. And then there's lines, if you look, there's lines between the words too that you have to stitch. So it's like little borders around, skinny borders around all the words. But that's the one I started.
So that's your small?
Yeah, that's my
project?
small. Yep, that's my small. And that's it, gang, for whips.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty fabric.
This is my
Sunday.
Sunday stitch. It is, there we go, there. Got this on the free table down at Galleria. And I am stitching it on 18 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics with the called for DMC.
Love those letters. Those letters are so pretty at the
Yeah.
top. Oh, love that. With all the swirly little flowery things in it.
Ah,
Then,
it's
of
kind
course,
of fun.
is that blue?
No,
This is not blue?
It's
oh,
gray.
it's gray.
yeah.
Oh, on the camera it looks blue.
Yeah, but
Look at
you know,
that.
I was looking at him, and it's like the pink and the red, and it's
Yeah.
like, but I think they all go together so
Oh,
pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's my Sunday stitch. So I just have one more at the bottom, but that's pretty script and pretty full.
Oh, yeah, it is. Wow.
But
Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Yeah, wow.
yeah. Then for Mother's Day, I started this one.
Boy, you got far if you started that on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Okay. This is My Dear Hearts by Blackbird. And I got this on the birthday trip in February down at Spring Green Country Sampler.
Oh, yeah.
And it they said that what this one was Barb did this, and then she put her initials of her nieces and nephews in there. Well, I'm going to dedicate to my mom and put my mom's name and dates in there, and then put myself and my siblings. And it is on a color and cotton that we got when we were down at Galleria,
Yeah.
but it's not, there's no name on it. And someone had said that these are probably from their monthly club.
Oh, sure, sure.
So it's 18 count, and it's called for DMCs. But that's where I'm at right now.
Wow.
So
You
it's
got
kind of
fire.
fun.
Yeah, but you got fire.
I did change out, I did more of a white. It called for 746, and that was kind of a yellow, and it didn't, actually, I left it in. This one is in that, and that one's in white.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
don't know if you can
more.
see the white. The
Yep.
two hearts up on top there. One is, I wasn't going to pick that all out, but I wanted to put in, have it a little more.
Yep, so you
Yeah.
can see it better. And you can. It's not so much on the camera as you can see it in real life. Yep.
Yeah. So that was my Mother's Day start. And then this one here is just, I don't know if it was the end of the month where I didn't want to start anything else or go into. This is a waxing moon. It was a free chart. And it says, be strong, be kind, be well. I don't know if I want to put that in there. I might do faith, hope, and share, or
Oh.
faith, hope, and love.
Sure.
But that's the house. You know that door reminds me of a ghost with a smirk.
Yeah, it does. Now that you said that, I suppose now every time you look at that, you'll think of that. It goes with the smirk.
Yeah. So those are my whips.
Okie dokie. Now we got haul. These came right after like we did our last video. They came in the mail because I had ordered them, and they're from Brenda Gervais, and they're the new ones. This is called Summer Swan. I love swans. I just do.
Yeah, one of the little sloughs up the road from us had a family of swans. I think they had 5 or 6 babies.
Oh, isn't that cute? I just love those babies. And then this is the coleus and the pear. I mean, I think people are showing these things quite a bit on Flosstube now. And this is Grand Old Flag. I love these.
I've seen a lot of those. I think, did Lenny just do that from the Sable Stitchers?
I don't think I've gotten that far in their video yet.
Oh,
I just started watching it a little bit on Saturday night. Last night I couldn't because I had family over, but
yeah,
I was hoping to finish it. And this is the new one from Blackbird, A Little Bit of Spring. That's so pretty.
So that whole booklet is just that.
I think so.
Sometimes they do smalls with it, but I
don't think so. Oh, there's the original. There's the original right there. And this is what she did with it.
And then they blackbirded it.
Yeah, blackbirded it. That's cute. Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, that's all that's in here. Not even another little nothing. And then I think this was, I was watching Saltbox Stitcher Carol, and I think she showed this. And I like Quakers.
Was there like 25 different?
Yeah, and they're silks, a Veriswa. Yeah.
Or DMCs.
Yeah. But I love that one. I love Quakers. And
what's the stitch count in that? Oh.
271 by 308.
Okay.
That's not so bad, is it? Should I talk about that later? No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thursday we went on Julie's birthday trip, our third musketeer. And we stopped at a quilt store, the Noble Quilter, and I picked up this. It's called Bachelor Button Blues. And again, can you ever have enough blue? No. And this was a kit. It has the buttons and the fabric and the wool and everything in it. So that was kind of nice. It's kind of nice to get those.
Red Button Quilt Company. She has a lot of fun ones.
She does. She has a lot of fun.
Smalls like that.
Yeah, because when Jeannie and I have gone to quilt shows and stuff, we've picked up quite a few of her patterns. And this was called Wrangly Stars. And this is the pattern for Wrangly Stars, but the sample in the store didn't have the stars in the border, that outer border. They just did a solid border, which I like better. This gets kind of busy. But Jeannie and I were looking at it. It's kind of an interesting way that they put the stars together. So I kind of like that when I'm quilting. I kind of like...
Yeah.
It's nice once in a while to find something that's a little different than keep doing the same thing, you know.
Well, you've done enough over the years.
Yeah, where you can kind of figure out, okay, this is going to be a little fancier or trickier to do. So I thought it was very pretty in the store. And then we we went to 2 quilt stores, and then we did some antique stores, and then there was a wool store, but the wool store was kind of different.
Yeah, we were expecting them to have, like, you could buy wool pieces or wool by like the fat quarter or even like a square or something, and they didn't have any supplies like that. They had ready-made things like animals,
and then she had like just even bins of like just little wool balls,
different sizes. You could do garland.
And then she even had little kits for like needle punching, for needle not punching. Felting. Yeah. I mean, it was really a different sort of store. Didn't have any wool that like what we're looking for in it at all. So
no,
it was kind of different. But we did go to some antique stores, and I found these dish towels, and they were 2 for $7, so I'll make them into a bag. But this is Grandma, and I actually thought she was stitching, but I think she's mending a sock. I think.
It's LeAnn. And then you got Tom. Oh, Tom's asleep in the chair.
Yeah, Tom's asleep in the chair. And then they were a pair, and they were $7 for both. So this is Grandpa, and he's sleeping. And they're in really good... I mean, whoever did the stitching did a beautiful job.
And these are unique towels. Usually it's a feet... or what do you call it? A flour sack towel?
This one has just a little hole in it, but that'll be cut off anyway for the pattern. But I loved her. She was, and it's in really good, and I thought At first, I thought that was a cat down there.
Oh, the mouse?
Yeah, see, it's a mouse. I think it's a mouse. But that's okay. I don't mind it. I'll think of it as a
Yeah,
cat.
because Willow's not in the picture, so there wouldn't be a mouse then if Willow was there.
Yeah. But
Does
those
he
were
have any
really-
animals?
No, he's got nothing. He's just got his slippers down on the floor.
Tom's not an animal guy.
No, he doesn't really like animals. He tolerates them, but yeah. So I just thought they were cute. And they were in really good shape, so.
Oh, okay. The grandfather clock at first didn't look like it was finished, but that's just shadowed.
Oh, yeah. And you'd think maybe they'd put a mouse up, ran up the clock. But they
yeah.
didn't, yeah. And then I had ordered this from 1803 Ohio Farm Baskets. And she does basket weaving, and then she puts online whenever she has some baskets that she wants to sell. And so this is the basket that I ordered. She had two different kinds. She had the kinds with the arms that go up and down, and then she had
The handles?
the handles that go up and down, and then she had ones that just had the hard handle.
The fixed.
Yeah, and I really liked this one because it's boxy, and it's nice because I thought I can put it next to my chair. So like these, I can get several of my whips in here that I'm currently working on that, plus more. It has lots of room in there. So I just keep it next to my chair. So on the night, when I'm going to stitch, if I'm going to work on a different project or something, it's right next to me. Because before I was putting them in my fabric room, and now they're right next to my chair. So whatever.
So she doesn't have an Etsy shop.
I don't think so.
It's just, is it on Facebook or Instagram?
I can tell you in a second here. Oh, there's my turtle.
1803 Ohio Farm.
Yeah. 18, and I think it's a website actually, but here, Farm Baskets. Yeah, it's a website. And it's 1803 Ohio Farm Baskets. Oh, and she doesn't really to shop. Click the link above. Oh, shop now. Okay. And see, she does. Oh, they're still out there. I mean, they're still on her website. So, and see, one has the bendy handles and one has a hard handle. And she takes a break once in a while too, where she doesn't do anything. And I got another basket from her that kind of looks like this one, except for it has a hoop. This says stitching, and I have blue handles, and I have a hoop that has one of the Blackbird sampler designs in it. So that I bought that quite a while ago, but she's up and running. I mean,
are they like a mesh handle, or what kind of handle?
These are a heavier handle. It's kind of it's that cotton tweed.
Okay.
But it's heavier, I mean, it's over there. We can't get it because the table's blocking us. I can show it next time if you want me to. But she weaves these baskets herself. I mean, she's a basket weaver. That's what she does.
Have you ever done basket making with the
No,
reed and
I
stuff?
did do a chair.
Caning?
Yeah, I did caning. I did a class on
Community
caning.
Ed years ago was a lady that had class, and she showed us how to dye and then how to make baskets and stuff. That was really fun.
Yeah, and her stuff is very good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And then with the tags and stuff that she puts on there.
She obviously caters to cross stitchers or people who do yarn or, I love the bag because I take that bag to Jeannie's house when we stitch at Jeannie's house because I can get my little light, my project, everything in it. And I like that the handles are a little longer.
Yeah.
They aren't sort of tight around your arm. They're a little longer. So, and that one has like a harder bottom. This one, the bottom isn't so hard. It's loose. It's just part of the weaving. Where that one has a piece in it of wood that is harder. So I think that could take more moving around and abuse. I abuse my back. And that one's taller. That stitching one is taller. Yeah. But the handles are nice. They're longer.
It's nice that they're the pliable ones.
Yeah.
That you, like you said, you can put it over your shoulder,
Yeah,
or
it's
you
like
can.
a thicker cotton tweed. And
Yeah.
they come in different
Webbing.
colors. And she has different signs that you can put on the front. You can pick your sign, you know, based, because she'll show you different baskets, and then each basket has a different sign. You just pick the one you like. She does really nice work. And I know for a while you couldn't get anything, so there's stuff still up on her website. So that's my haul, kiddo.
Okay.
No haul for you? You didn't show it.
No, when we went on to our Julie's birthday trip, I got like 3 fat quarters at one of the shops.
Her greens for your
Yeah.
kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one was that candle holder that I made into the pin keep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so now we go on to plans, and so next Thursday, Jeannie and I are going down to Walnut, Iowa. It's an antique show, and it's the whole town. So it's like the whole we're threads on the loose.
Yep. When we travel, we're not the loose thread stitchers. We're
threads on the loose. And she made tags for our suitcases too. So when we go, and then we have a shirt and it says threads on the loose too. She did those with her embroidery machine.
my old one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think it is. We're going to go down Thursday, and we're going to meet Charlotte, our friends Charlotte and Mary, for lunch on the way down. And then Ames, Iowa has the new cross-stitch store called Prairie Rose, I think is the name of it.
Okay.
And so we can stop there after lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go there Friday for the show.
And we've been there twice before. We didn't go last year, but 2 years previous to that, we went, and we were done in a day. I mean, we didn't have to go back.
It's nice because it's level. There's another antique show we go to. It's in Orinoco, Minnesota, and that's a whole town too. But parts of that are really hilly and stuff. Whereas Walnut, a lot of it is on the street, so it's on the tar. And even if you're on grass, that's a real level. And it just seems to be charted out better. And some of the stores are open, whereas in Orinoco, pretty much most of the store buildings in Orinoco are kind of closed down. It's like people rent their front yard or whatever for these people to display. I mean, like the firehouse has food and stuff like that. But whereas Walnut, it just, to me, it's more mapped out better. It's all level, so you're not climbing hills. And
the town itself.
Yeah, it seems like, and when things are mapped out better, it seems like we can just get through things faster. And, I mean, we both kind of look for similar things. So, like, if we hit a jewelry thing or something, we kind of walk by it.
Yeah.
We don't do much
Or a
of
bunch
that.
of tools.
Yeah,
and things like
that kind of stuff. So we kind of know, and we kind of know what each other like. So if you see something, it's like, oh, Jeannie, look at this. Or, so we're gonna do that, and then Saturday on our way home, we'll stop at, I don't know, antique stores or something.
Or if we go straight north and into South Dakota, there's a cross stitch store there. Shanty?
Shanties.
Is it Shanty? It's part of, anyway, they're one of the 3 parts. It's them, Welcome Stitchery, and
the Stitchery Nook.
yes, in Osage. Welcome Stitchery is in Blue Earth, Minnesota, and then Stitchery Nook is in Osage, Iowa. So it's those 3 shops in 3 different states, but they have, if you do all 3 of them this summer between June 1st and is it the end of August?
Yep.
You get a third of a chart. Did you see the chart?
I did.
Yep. On the corner of corn and beans or something.
Yeah, it's like a little farmhouse, and then there's fields.
Yeah.
And then there's letters on the top, right? Like the alphabet sort of things.
Kind of
on
a
the
sampler.
top. You can look, I think it was on Shanty Stitchers or Stitchery Nook. They had the whole picture of it.
Yeah.
And it's a free chart, so you just have to go to each store and get a third of it.
And I think Justine was saying that if you can't make it to those shops, you can get their pattern, the third of the chart, but you pay for it. But if you go to the shop, it's free.
It's free.
Yeah. So, but one of those 3 shops would have more information. But I think we can come up that way. We haven't come up that way before.
That'll be kind of nice. It'll be different.
Kind of different, yeah.
Yeah.
So
we like adventure. You never know.
Remember,
We're threads on the loose.
we're on the loose.
You've let us loose. And then Jeannie has a birthday in June, so
It's my birthday month.
we'll be. Oh, do you want to show your birthday?
Well, this is our plans.
Yeah.
Yes. So LeAnn and I will be doing "Counting is Hard" by Luminous Fiber Arts. We did. What was that one called? Anyway, the companion piece to this we did for her birthday in January.
We did.
So, and this, I do this with well, no, I've got over dyes in it.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm going to...
These were the colors we bought when we went down to Justine, because we bought that pattern from...
Yeah, and I'm going to do mine on the Vintage Country Mocha 20 count. So they match. I did mine into a pillow.
And if you remember when we both did our pin keeps for my birthday, we did them, I changed the colors. So then you saw side by side our different colors. And I saved my colors from that one to use in this one.
Yeah, you wanted yours darker or something.
Yeah, I wanted it darker and more blue. And the tomato is darker. So I did. I specifically saved those threads and put them in that pattern so I could just reuse them, because then they'll match. And I'm not going to frame mine. I'll make mine smaller to make it into a pin keep, I think.
Mine is going to be a pin keep too. That's what I did with the other one. I don't know what the number is, but on crinkle, crinkle, 68 by 124.
Okay.
So 20 count, you know, that's what, 3.5 by a little over 6. So
okay, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, that's easy to do with.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I did. I saved my fabric and everything to do that one. So we'll start that one on her birthday. So that'll be nice. Yeah, Monday. Go to club, so we'll get lunch and you get to have your birthday.
It's birthday month.
Yeah.
I'll celebrate my birthday.
No, I like a birthday month. You need a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this stage of the game, we need a month to get through it.
So we go to Walnut. That's still my birthday month.
Yeah, it is. We're having all kinds of fun in your birthday month.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as cross stitch, that's it, gang. So if you're moving on, you have a good day, fun stitching, and again, thanks for...
Okay, then you're going to do your turtle?
I am, but I'm just letting them know we're done with cross stitch. Turtle tidbits today, and before I get off track, I don't want to get too technical on turtle tidbits. This is just supposed to be fun. I mean, I love turtles, I rescue them, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to run out of simple little things to tell you about turtles. So if anybody has any questions, if you guys want to put questions in the comments, I thought maybe one of these videos we could do a question and answer sort of thing about turtles. Or if there's a specific thing about a certain turtle you want to know, or a turtle in your area, or anything you want to know about turtles, just ask the question and I'll answer some questions for you.
Well, that's what... Julie was telling us that, was it her son-in-law that had picked up a turtle and was showing, and she yelled at him, she said, you know that turtle's in labor.
Because now June in Minnesota is the month for turtles to lay their eggs. And so I've already helped 2 turtles across the road. I'm sure they were going to lay eggs because they were right in the middle of the road, and they were, you could tell they were making a beeline for the side, you know, for the grass over on the other side. So I stopped and pulled them over. But the whole month of June is in Minnesota when our turtles lay their eggs, and maybe the first week of July too. You just don't know. But anyway, turtles have a shell, as you know, and the shell has all these little divisions in it.
Called?
And they're called scutes. And I tried to pull up a picture here so that shows you, you see all those, you know, squares or designs on that shell? Well, in the summertime, spring, summer, fall, they will lose them. They will, from basking in the sun, this is Willow.
Is it kind of like a snake shedding his skin?
It is. And as turtles grow, a turtle usually has to get at least about a year, year and a half old before they'll do what we call their first shed. And as they grow, they lose those scutes. And here I have the albino scutes. And I finally got a whole one. I was trying to get a whole one here. Because my turtles now, when I start letting them outside in the sun, they... Willow, no. You're gonna knock us over. They start to lose their scutes, and here's an albino scute. And it's hard, it's crispy. Can you hear that? Yeah. Same with the green turtles and stuff. Each one of these sections come off, and as they sit in the sun cooks this and loosens it bit by bit, and pretty soon the whole thing falls off. And that's how they grow. Every time, they start growing, every year they shed these, and these will get bigger and bigger as they shed them. So then
once a year?
Usually it's once a year. Now, some turtles, again, when I tell you these turtle tidbits, there's always
exceptions to
there
that.
are. And like the diamondback terrapins, the females shed every year. The males shed once every 3 years. And
It's kind of like people. Women change their clothes more often than men.
Right. And they and then when they shed their skin too, and their skin is a lot like a snake, but they don't shed it all in one piece on their legs. They shed just little, you'll see little white little things hanging in the wind when they're swimming in the water. They just shed little pieces of their
Kind of like a bad sunburn peeling?
Sort of, yeah, just like that. Yep, that's a good scenario. But it's kind of cool when you see their shells start to shed, because all these things will start popping off. And I had a hard time finding one in the tank, because see, they're just starting to shed now. So that's how they grow. Now, tortoises, on the other hand, they don't shed their scutes. You just see grow rings on their scutes. Their scutes, they'll stay small on the top, and then you'll see these little lines around the edges as they grow, because they don't shed them.
Kind of like tree rings?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's funny because, like, if your tortoise is a dark tortoise, you might see lighter rings to begin with, and a lot of people will ask on the sites that I watch, is there something wrong with my tortoise? Is it sick? Is it getting shell rot? What's going on? Well, no, it's just growing, and then it'll change its color darker as the shell ages. So it's kind of cool to see these things come off. It is. They start shedding them, and you'll see them out there basking. There'll be like 4 up on the basking spot, and you'll see all of these little things kind of starting to hang up on their shell. And
that's when you put them outside in the pool.
Yeah. And what's really cool is once they shed, like Gracie is sort of a greenish brown, and her bottom is orange. She's a painted turtle, but right now she's real dull. She just doesn't look very pretty. And you think, what's wrong with her? Well, see, her shell is starting to loosen. So as it pulls away from the shell, it gets lighter. And then once she sheds all of her scutes, it takes a couple weeks, she's beautiful. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful. It's funny, when they start popping off, you'll see this pretty darker, you'll see the veins in her colors and everything, and then the other part of her, it's kind of like molting. They just they don't look so good. And it's funny because of all my decorations in the tank, you'll see them under the decorations, and they're kind of wiggling their butt and stuff.
So you think it itches?
That's it. They're itching, and they're trying to get those shell. That helps loosen the shell too, because you'll see them do a little dance under the wood, because they're itching. It itches, and they're trying to get it off. And sometimes, if like Splash, he's like 33 years old. Sometimes he has trouble shedding as they get older. So then if I see one almost ready to pop off, I'll pop it off for him, because even just a little bit of his shell will hang on for like 2 weeks. And if you can just pop it off without it breaking, then it kind of helps him, because he's a little bit older. So as they get older, just like us, things get harder to do. So, but that's my turtle tidbit. It's really cool. And that's how they grow. And because they have to grow out of their shell. Like a lot of things, will leave their shell, or isn't it crabs and stuff that move to bigger shells as they occupy those shells, and then as they grow, they leave that one. Or you'll see crab shells all in one piece where they molt and come out. Well, they take a little longer and do it piece by piece, but it's pretty cool. So that's my turtle tidbit for this time. And like I say, if anybody has questions about turtles, I'd love to answer them. Because I don't know. I don't, this is a cross stitch channel. I just add turtle tidbits because
Yeah.
I love them so much. So I don't want to get too technical on anything or, but that's turtle tidbits. It's kind of cool. Everything's cool about turtles to me. So, so now we can move on to quilting. That quilt behind me, I did several years ago, and it's out of a magazine called American Patchwork and Quilting, and it is April 2008. This is what the cover looks like. And then inside, I don't know if that's such a great picture. Here, you can see it better here. All of that around the outside is embroidered. It's embroidery, and then that quilt on the inside is, you piece that. It's really small, and then you applique the circle around in the middle.
You got several needle arts there.
Yes, and it's really cool because those little circles in the embroidery, I'll try to get it close, is embroidered too, and they kind of remind me of like wagon wheels or I don't know. They're circles, and you keep going to the middle to make all of these little embroidered circles. And you make them in, they were done with pearl cotton, and they the whole embroidery was all pearl cotton. So that quilt was really fun to make because it had all different kinds of things. And they called it Mountain Blossoms. This is the pattern.
And what size is the completed?
Materials. That is a very good, usually they tell you right away in the beginning. Maybe it's at the end. I don't see it. Block is 10 inches, so it must be 30 something by 30 something. Because there's a little sashing in between that's 1 3/4.
And then the double borders.
Yeah. That's weird. Finished quilt, 40 inches square. Each block is 9.5 square.
Very pretty.
There are 9 blocks. That was a fun one to do because it was different. Like you say, it had different. That's my quilt, kiddo. You're up.
Oh wait, I just have a couple. My sewing room, my stitchy room, my oasis is upstairs. So you go up the stairs and then the landing to go in the door, and I have a little quilt rack there that I hang. So this was the club that I belong to up in Rush City. Oh, I can't even think of the name of it now. Quilt shop.
Oh, cutting edge.
Cutting
edge.
Yeah. For club. So this was my project this month. So it's just a runner, but it will be hung, like this. So for the patriotic season, then when it's not patriotic seasons or any season, sometimes I need just fillers. So I got
cute. That's really cute.
These were, the panel was for placemats. So I just put the 4 together.
You're okay.
So
Okay.
those were my,
I like the black fabric that looks like chicken wire.
yeah. So that's what I have been doing
That's very cute.
with my sewing machine.
Do you have quilting haul? I don't have any quilting haul. I
No,
talked
it was-
about mine already, my patterns.
Yeah, just those 3 fat quarters I got, but I didn't bring them.
And then all we have are plans for quilting, and I'm still working on the big pillow for my bedspread. I'm working on stitching the rickrack stems down, and it takes a long time to do. So maybe next time you'll see a picture of it on my bed. I'm close. You know, every project I'm working on, I'm this close. It's like,
Well, then you had a little detour.
yeah, I did. So,
But, yeah. And it's a good thing you're retired.
yeah, that's so funny because, like everybody says, you know, they wonder how they got stuff done when they worked. I don't know because I'm running around all day long every day. I think you just add more to your list than what you used to do because you have the time. You think you can do it all and you can't. I'll be happy the bathroom's done because I didn't. I expected the bathroom done a long time ago, but I got sick. I couldn't.
Well, then you had the wallpaper. You had to,
Oh yeah, I
replace
had a
that.
problem with the wallpaper and I had to return that. So I had like I told Jeannie it comes in 3s. So I hope we're done now. So
Yes.
and once I get my last flowers planted, then I'm pretty much free again. So I'll be back in my sewing room because I gave up a lot of sewing time to keep stitching too. So now hopefully I can get back to both.
That's what's hard is to, I was stitching and then it's like, well, I've got some finishes to do. So these pillows, the stuff with the sawdust, that you pull.
Yeah, you have so many things that pull, you don't quite know what to do. And a lot of times I just ask myself, okay, what am I in the mood for? Yeah, do I want to finish something? Do I want to, same with when I'm stitching at night, what do I want to stitch on? Because I'm working on like 3, 4, 5, 6 different things at once. So, and I always try to work on my small. I can't say I work on it every day, but I try to get a small done at least for every video because I want smalls done too. So, and they do go faster.
Well, in last month for me with the monogamous, as far as I could with whips and the new start or the Mother's Day start, it was hard because I wanted to squirrel all these. It's like, oh, I have my shelf with my patriotics and I have a couple blanks and I need to fill those. And it's like, okay, what am I going to do? And it's like, no.
Yeah, I know you have to
I want to be disciplined.
Well, you do. You have to kind of calm yourself down or something. And I mean, everything I stitch on, I love. I mean, I don't stitch on anything I don't love. And
and I'm missing a sampler I've got finished. I was wanting to frame it. So I've been going through my sewing room and it's got to be there somewhere. Because I stitched it since we moved in. But then I find all these other ones. It's like, and my belief, unlike LeAnn's, is I want to get them started. Just, even if it's a couple threads. Because then when I feel the urge to do them, they're ready, set, go.
Right.
You don't have to, okay, where am I going to start this? And blah, blah, blah. So I want to do some of those. I only had, I think, 4 new starts last month. And the month before, I think I had 10.
Oh my gosh.
So look out, June. It's my birthday month. I'll get more started.
Well, and I thought I saw in some of the Flosstubes I was watching too that June was going to be like a monogamous month for people too. And I can't remember what they called it, but they called it something.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Because, I mean, you could name every month something for monogamous, couldn't you?
And that's what mine was kind of monogamous mania. Is what I was doing last month.
Sure.
Just for...
You still did different stuff, but you pretty much stayed.
Yeah, well, I kept with my whip goes. I got those done, and then I wanted the Mother's Day start. Yeah. So, but...
Yep.
Whatever moves us is what we'll be stitching on.
Yes,
because you stitch what you love. So.
Well, and I'm happy we're going to a couple cross-stitch stores, because when we go to those, I always take a couple projects like that I want to kit up with. Especially the thread, because I have quite a bit of fabric now. So unless I see something that really strikes me for that project, I'll buy it. But usually I like thread, and especially if I'm going to change the thread, which I tend to do. I told Jeannie was asking that. How many people
do you think are out there? How many of you stitch exactly as charted with the fabric and the thread?
Right. And I did that until I didn't like the way the thread was changed. Is that?
Oh, different dye lots?
Yeah. And then she likes brighter colors. I like more prim. And so I told Jeannie, I said, I think you should comment on the Two Tall Stitchers because she loves to do those charts. So it'd be interesting to see, what her chart comes up with how many people do change their threads. Because I like the variegation in over-dyed thread. So anytime something comes up with DMC, I try to go out and change it to the over-dyed threads. Because that's just
But
me.
sometimes now, like in this chart I'm doing, my dear hearts, they get over dyes and you kind of lose, you know, the whole picture. Over dyes, I think, are great for bigger, like houses.
Sure.
Or
sure.
like when we're going to do
Right.
these stitchy birds, you know, things like that. But if you've got like a stem and it's an over dye, sometimes it gets lighter, it blends in with the fabric.
Oh,
and you
sure.
think it looks, you know.
Like you got a broken
Well,
stem.
and this is typical blackbird colors, but on...
DMC.
But yeah, but even, and then even on this fabric, if this was on a tan, you know, or something, it would look more.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do like that, the long pin keep I'm working on now. There's a couple of colors in there that are, you know, I mean, it called for DMC and I switched them, but I kept the DMC for a couple of them because it's just little things.
Yeah.
And
like
I thought,
a beak of a bird or something.
Yeah, or just a little whatever. And I thought, well, it's not worth it to bother looking for an over dye for that because they're just little pieces. And to mix the DMC and over dye, I mean, I like that too because you get some things, it's nice to have sort of a solid color. And like when Jeannie's doing her DMC, I think you can go faster because you're doing, and then you're going back over your X's, you know.
Yeah,
whereas over dye, you're always constantly doing a solid X.
Yeah.
I think that makes a difference too.
Well, and with the price of everything too, it's, okay, so if it calls for a red and you have a similar red, it's just kind of nice to use that instead of going out and having to buy a whole new... So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I've always had to be, and I'm an Ada stitcher. All the charts are for, you know, 28, 32, 40, 36. So, and they dye different. I was thinking it was Evertote. I was listening to Caroline and Carrie from Roxy Flosco, and she's saying that 18 count doesn't dye like the other fabrics do. Take the dye. So it's harder to dye 18 count. So
isn't that weird? Just that count?
Yeah, 16 works better. So I don't know if that's why it's harder to find.
Well, and I noticed, because I didn't even know I did it, I bought 2 fabrics when we were at the Stitchery Nook, and they were the exact same color. But one was in 36 count, one was in 40, and they were totally different colors. I mean, 40 was way darker than the 36 was. And I got home and I went, huh, they're the same.
Yeah, same.
They were called prairie grass, I think, and they were both the same color, but they were way different. They looked, and so it has to do with the stitch thing.
So sometimes you change out of necessity.
Right.
But it would be...
But I do. I think you should send a comment to her, because I bet you she would do a chart. She loves doing those charts.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting thing to see, the answer to that. And I'm happy, though, because Jeannie is finding more Ada that's over-dyed and stuff. You're having better luck.
I've had them in my fabric in this box. Okay, a wooden box. Well, it's getting kind of full. So we were at IKEA. My husband had a doctor appointment down there. And I got clear, and I was able to kind of, you know, some people do them on comic board. Oh, it's raining again. But I was able to do that, kind of line them up in there. And now I just take the bin out and I can look instead of pulling them all. Yeah, I kind of like this.
That is nice. Yeah, it is.
But anyway.
Yep. Okay, so I think we're done, right?
For this month.
Yeah, for this month. And your son's coming in July, right? Will we be late?
No, we should. He's coming the end of June, and then he's got things to do, and then they go up north. The guys go up north hunting. So not hunting, fishing. They did charter. So I think Monday, the 1st of July.
Okay.
I think we can kind of plan around there.
Okay, good. All right, so we'll be normal again next month. We're trying. We're getting there. We've done really good.
Yeah, after we're on the loose.
I'll have to wear my shirt one of those days too. Okay, guys. Well, it was nice talking with you, and thank you for your support, and we'll see you next month.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.